A group of monks did this huge trek of 108 days from one end of America to another with a message of peace. So they were stopping along many cities along the way and giving out speeches, and their message was so successful that now they've been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. What is it that built this collaboration, that even churches hosted them, and what was it about their message that unified everybody and brought everybody what they hoped was peace? Now, for context, I've been a radio and television presenter and director, and I have taken trainings on communication and given trainings on communication. There's one more context I need you to remember, that these monks are Cambodian and Vietnamese Buddhist monks. They are not your typical American citizens. For some people, it generates curiosity. So there was already this huge gap between the communicator and the audience. But somehow these people were able to bridge the gap, despite actually having a heavy accent. And they looked so different, so not relatable in that sense. First of all, their timing was impeccable. Everybody was talking about division and unity. It is the top conversation in America. There are so many kinds of activism going on, both international and within the country, that word peace really touched a lot of chords. So I think the timing was impeccable. So when you want to deliver a message to someone, I think you need to pick the right time. The other day, I met someone who said, I gave one of my team members this whole dressing down about how she needs to improve her performance, only to learn later that it was her birthday. I feel so horrible. So yes, picking the right time is so important. Number two, when you have this gap between who you're talking to and yourself, it's good to have a good icebreaker. And these monks, they had a banger of an icebreaker. So one time, the lead monk was speaking to the audience, and it was a Monday. So he opened like this. He said, hello, good morning, everybody. How come you're all here? Are you not working at all? Don't you have jobs to go to? So that kind of broke the ice. Everybody lightened up from all these heavy discussions about peace and mindfulness and about world politics. And they could just really relax for a second and just be human and not to be held in very high standards. Is such a relief. So when you're speaking to the other person, you don't have to hold them or yourself in very high standards. You just have to be human when you speak. And that is one goal you have to keep in mind when you're breaking the ice, because it's important, especially when the audience you're speaking to is not really familiar with what you're going to say. The third thing I noticed is that they kept the message very short and sweet. They made everybody do a little bit of a pledge, but that pledge was just one sentence, just, hold your hand to your heart, hear your heartbeat, and say, today is going to be my peaceful day, or something like that. Just this one caption, one line they wanted to be remembered by. And this tagline, if you call it a tagline, like from a marketing perspective, then it was very closely tied to their message of peace. So if they called it the walk of peace, they kept their activities very, very closely related to that. So it was very, very fine-tuned. They did not digress. They did not talk about anything else. They just kept their message to a minimal. So when you want to have maximum impact, I think keeping your message simple and minimal will actually give you the most impact. Complicating things, over communicating, saying too much, elaborating too much is not necessary. If you need to elaborate too much, it means your message is not clear in the first place. So these are my 3 takeaways from how the Buddhist monks spoke to the people of America and held their attention for 108 days. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, give it a like. Do subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel. I am also on my 108 days of journey, trying to get subscribers along the way. And if you would like to join me, I would be absolutely thrilled. So go ahead, like and subscribe so that I can see you in the next video.